The solstice is great. It's the, of course, we all know this. It's the longest night of darkness of the year, or shortest daylight day of the year. And the good news is the light gets to come back starting tomorrow. The days start to get slowly longer and longer. And so we're like kind of in the depth of winter. We're in the darkest point of winter. And our nervous systems can get quite affected by not having as much sunlight as we might prefer. Seasonal effectiveness disorder can get kind of triggered at this point in time. If anything, like the sun sets at 4:30 and we're like, where'd the day go? And so during this time of year, there's a lot of things we can do around that. One is inner contemplation, which we'll do tonight, of course. And then also like finding your own light. We don't always have the reminder of the sun around us. So going in and finding that spark of heat or that spark of wisdom or that spark of joy, whatever that spark might be. Light shows up in the body in yoga in many different ways. There's a light of illumination, there's a light of love, there's a light of transformational fire. So finding which one works for you. And tonight, our class will focus on building some fire because we want to build some of that heat. Um, and also bring some light to the brain as well. So if you've been in my classes for a while and you've done one of these, fire practices with me before, I'd say quite a bit that when you create light in the navel, it automatically creates light in the brain and vice versa. So can't do one without the other. So we're going to bring that all together with some pranayama. We're going to do some breath holding if that works for your system. And then we're going to develop a reverence for that light as we go along. So I know many of you have practiced the fists in the belly kriya with me before. We're going to do that one tonight. If you don't know what that is, just hold on to your seat because it's a good one. But know that that's coming for you as well. All right, enough talking, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and begin. Sitting comfortably, please. And relax your shoulders, feel your spine grow. And bring your awareness to your breath. Bring your awareness to your body. Bring your awareness to your mind. And what's the general quality of these awarenesses? Not that they're always the same. What's the general quality of your breath? What's the quality of your body, your mind? Perhaps everything feels good and balanced already, and that's great. Maybe the system feels frenetic, restless, and maybe the system feels lethargic, stuck, groggy. We're not shaming any of those experiences. It's just good to know where we're at and to know that no matter what you're feeling right now or how you're feeling right now, that this practice will just help to elevate that. So if you're already feeling good, you'll feel better. If you're feeling kind of stuck or you're feeling kind of restless, you'll start to feel a bit more balanced. Aware of the breath, aware of the body, aware of your mind. And of course, there's the one holding the awareness. Part of you that's just witnessing right now. Allow that to be a part of your loop of awareness, the observer. And stay with that observer as we chant Om 3 times. Deep breath. Om. palms to your heart, lower the chin, and just honor yourself as you are in this moment, body, breath, energy, mind. Then honoring that which is doing the honoring, or the palms together creating heat. Bring the heated palms over your eyes, rushing back over the top of your head, down your neck, and bringing yourself back to your space. So we're going to begin tonight with a pranayama called Bastrika. And Bastrika means the bellows breath. So you can think about it as a bellows that's helping to stoke a fire, which is exactly what it's doing for our system. So what this is a forced inhale and a forced exhale. And if you've done Kapalabhati, the breath of fire, it's like that, except you're kind of doing the breath on it. You're forcing the breath on inhale as well. So with this practice, you want to start off slow, because if you start going quickly, you'll just be hyperventilating and you're actually not doing anything useful, at least. And the second is that the breath comes from the belly. If you start to move your chest up and down a bunch, you're going to, again, start to feel a bit lightheaded, if anything, sooner than you might if you kept it in the belly. So the posture for this, you can stay seated if you like, right here where you're at. If you want to help create a bit more length in the front of your body, you can come to sit on your heels. So whichever works best for you. And of course, there's variations for this posture as well. You can sit on a block between your feet, which is what I'll do. But again, you can be cross-legged if you'd like to. You can also do a block and a blanket. Why not? Make yourself comfortable, right? So to begin, I want you to take your dominant hand, whichever one that is for you, and place it just on your belly. This will just make sure that you keep the breath in the abdomen. And we're breathing through our nostrils as well. So just start by becoming aware of the breath in the belly. Now this is a forced breath. So with your next inhale, feel the belly expand into your palm. And then exhale, feel your navel sharply pull back towards your spine. Then inhale, slowly press the belly forward. Then exhale, pull it back towards your spine again. Pumping slowly, especially if you're new to this practice. Of course, if you've done this with me before, you've practiced Bastrika with other teachers and you feel like you have a good handle on it, you can go quicker, but only go as fast as you feel you can. 3, 2, and 1. Deep breath in and exhale, release. Feel sensation. Sensation at the belly or wherever you're feeling sensation. Starting to create some heat. Stoking that fire. The fire of transformation. We're going to get that just a little bit hotter. All right, we're going to do Bastrika, the bellows breath again. Again, you can have the hand on the belly or you can relax it. It's up to you. But when you're ready, forced inhale, belly forward, forced exhale, navel back. Please continue. 3, 2, and 1. Deep breath in and out. Just feel. You might feel a sense of stillness in your mind, heat in the belly. And then take a deeper, fuller breath, bringing your awareness slowly back, but somehow still internal. And we'll transition on to hands and knees. We'll be on hands and knees for a little bit. So if you want to bring a blanket underneath the knees, go ahead and do so. Table pose. Good. So in table, look forward, inhale. Exhale, Balasana, child's pose. Inhale, come back up. And exhale again, child's pose. Let's keep going, moving on your breath. Inhale, rising. Exhale, releasing. Just starting to warm up the body, the spine, the shoulders, the hips. Let's add downward facing dog. With your next exhale, curl the toes under and lift the hips. Then inhale, immediately float back down onto hands and knees, release the feet. Exhale, child's pose. So moving between these three postures, hands and knees, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose, alternating between the two. Just really starting to warm up all the body. The arms, the legs, linking your breath and movement, your action and your intention. As we head into the new year, many of us make goals or resolutions or intentions. And with that, this is how yoga helps us sometimes. We link our breath and movement, we link our action and our intention. That's exactly how we manifest. We manifest anything, those resolutions, those goals. Let's do one more full round. And as you land in downward facing dog, we'll go ahead and walk it out a bit. We've been sitting for a bit, so it's good to lengthen the legs out. Feel the hips rise toward the ceiling as well. Good. One more breath here. Then inhale, float gently down onto hands and knees. Exhale, Balasana, child's pose. Then inhale, float back up to hands and knees. And to help continue to stoke that fire in the body, we're going to practice Uddiyana Bandha, or the navel lock. Many of you have done this before. With your next inhale, or actually just watch me do a round or two first. I'm going to take a deep breath in. With my exhale, I'll blow all the air out of my mouth and I'll round my back. Now you're going to hold your breath out at this point, and then you're going to glide back into child's pose. When you do, you'll feel the navel pull into your body and up. That's the navel lock, starting to stoke that fire. When you need to inhale, you'll soften the belly and come back up to hands and knees. Now, clearly, I was talking while I did that, so I wasn't actually doing the practice. So this is what it looks like. Holding out only as long as it's comfortable. And there's this important thing you do where you soften the belly or relax it forward before you come up. That'll help to relieve any catching that might happen at your throat. So let's do that. All right, hands and knees, deep breath in. Exhale, cat pose, round the tailbone under. Blow all the air out of your mouth. Really empty the lungs. Now hold the breath out and glide back to child's pose. You'll feel the navel pull in and up. Only hold out as long as it's comfortable. The moment you need to inhale, relax the abdomen and float back up to hands and knees as you inhale. And then just repeat on your own. We'll do about 5 total. It's okay if you need to take an adjusting breath between rounds. And as you hold the breath out, for however long that is, I want you to allow your mind to become still, and still by focusing directly on the navel. Take your time, but do one more full round. And as you come to hands and knees this time, go ahead and stay in hands and knees and just breathe normally for a moment, but still aware of sensation at the navel. Now, as we hold the breath out, as we've been doing, anytime we hold the breath out intentionally, it creates the opportunity for the mind to become still. And so while we're creating heat at the navel, you might start to just feel a bit calmer in your mind, a little less movement. It's okay if that's not the case. We're going to continue with Uddiyana Bandha, but instead of practicing child's pose, we'll practice downward facing dog. So take a deep breath in, exhale, round the back, blow all the air out. Hold the breath out, lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog. Now again, you'll hold the breath out as long as you can comfortably. The moment you need to inhale, soften the belly and float back down onto hands and knees. And then we'll repeat. Exhale, blow all the air out. Downward dog. We'll do about 5 rounds total, so about 3 more. No rush. Let's do one more full round. The next time you inhale, exhale, child's pose, breathe normally. Again, aware of sensation at the navel and noticing any stillness of mind or slower movement of mind, less frenetic. Good. With your next inhale, come up to hands and knees. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. All right. Downward dog. Go ahead and lift your left leg into the air behind you. With your exhale, step the left foot between your hands and release the back knee to the floor. We're going to come into a lunging twist. So keep your right hand on the ground. Inhale, extend the left arm forward. Exhale, spiral that arm into the air. Good. Inhale, reach forward, look down. Exhale, spiral the arm back into the air. Let's do that one more time. Reach forward, inhale. Exhale, twist. Good. Inhale, unwind completely. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands, help it through. Back knee to the ground, and keep your left hand on the ground as well. Inhale, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, spiral that arm into the air. Inhale, reach forward, look down. Exhale, spiral that arm into the air. One more time, reach. And twist. Good. Inhale, unwind. Go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. We're going to come back to the first side now. Left leg lifts. Exhale, bring it through. Knee to the ground. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, take the arm into the air. Again, reach forward, inhale. Exhale, twist. Third time's a charm, reach. And twist. Good, unwind. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. And bring it all the way through. Help it forward, back knee on the ground, left hand on the ground. Right arm reaches forward, inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach forward. Twist. Reach. Twist. Good. Inhale, unwind, step back. Downward facing dog. We're going to come back to the first side. Left leg lifts and step it forward. Knee on the ground. We're going to change things up here, all right? We're going to do Uddiyana Bandha with a twist, quite literally. So right hand stays on the ground. Inhale, reach the left arm forward. Stay here and exhale, blow all the air out. As you hold the breath out, take the left arm into the air. You'll find you have a bit more space in the belly to actually twist. Now stay only as long as you can. When you need to inhale, soften the belly and reach forward, look down. And we're gonna do that 2 more times on this side. Inhale, reach. Stay here, exhale, blow all the air out. Hold the breath out, spiral back into the twist. Again, holding out only as long as you can. When you need to inhale, soften the belly, reach forward, and then do 1 more round. And as you inhale this time, go ahead and bring the left hand down and take your time as you step back, downward facing dog. Taking an adjusting breath. Good, and let's do the other side. Right leg lifts and bring it through. Back knee to the floor, left hand on the ground. Again, reach the right arm forward, inhale. Stay there, exhale, blow all the air out. Hold the breath out. Take the right arm into the air, twist. Stay for as long as you can, holding the breath out. When you need to inhale or reach forward, look down and repeat. One more time. Inhale to unwind. Downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. Good. All right. From downward facing dog, come into plank pose, straight line push-up. Exhale, come down to chaturanga, 1 inch from the floor. Press the arms straight, come onto the tops of the feet, knees lift, upward facing dog. And then exhale, pull back to downward facing dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Up and down. Good. All right. From here, carefully walk your hands back to meet your feet coming into Uttanasana, the standing forward fold. Good. So from this forward fold, we'll do a little bit more work with Uddiyana Bandha. So press palms to shins, come halfway up, inhale. Exhale, blow all the air out of your mouth and fold forward. Now hold the breath out, press palms to shins, come halfway up. While the breath is held out, you'll feel the navel pull back toward the spine. When you need to inhale, stay here, release the belly. And repeat, exhale, fold down. Hold the breath out, come halfway up. Inhaling here, one more time. And just folding forward and stay for a breath or two. Good. With your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a flat back. Come all the way up to standing or reaching the arms overhead. And bring the palms to your heart. As you have come to standing now, I want you to kind of repeat this mindfulness practice we did at the beginning of class. How is your breath right now? The general quality of it. What's the general quality of your body right now? No expectation that anything had to happen. What's the general quality of your mind? And then becoming aware of the one who is being aware. Good. And then bring your awareness back. So what happens when we start to work with this Uddiyana Bandha, this navel fire meets brain illumination work as we're doing tonight, is that one, we do start to feel a bit more heat and support from that navel fire. The second thing is that you start to feel calmer in your mind, and also might feel like fatigue or just maybe even like there's like less happening there. It's a nice space to be in personally for me. We'll continue to build on that. Go ahead and come into a wide leg stance. Toes pointing directly forward, please. Nice and wide apart. Good. And then relax your left arm down onto your left leg. Take the right arm out to the side, palm face up. And with your next inhale, go ahead and reach the right arm toward the ceiling, and then all the way over to the left. And then exhale, kind of like a zipper coming back up. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Exhale, back up. Inhale, reach big length on the right side of the body. Exhale, back up. Let's do two more. Last one, and we're going to hold this time. Go ahead and reach as far as you can. Now, what can happen here sometimes when we're reaching to the right, at least, is that the right shoulder starts to round downward. If that's happening for you, go ahead and roll that right shoulder back open. And you can look up with the chin if you'd like, or you can look directly forward. Energy moving all the way through the arm, through the fingertips. Again, big length on that right side. Good, all right. With your next inhale, like a balloon filling, bringing yourself right back up. And relax. Good, let's go ahead and balance that out by doing the other side. Right arm down onto your right leg, left arm out to the side, palm face up. Connect to your breath. Inhale, lift up and over. Exhale, return. Good. Inhale again, reach up and over. Exhale, strong core, pulling you back up to standing. 3 more times. Reach and back up. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to hold this next time. So big length, reach up, extend over. Good. Check in with your left shoulder. If it needs to pull back, pull it back. If you want to look up, you can. If you want to look forward, you can. Energy moving through the arm, through the fingertips. Big reach. One more breath here. And with a big inhale, pull yourself up, a balloon filling. And relax. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward and down, wide leg forward fold. Fingertips or palms on the ground, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, strong back, come all the way up, reach the arms overhead, and exhale, fold all the way forward. Good. Halfway up. Exhale down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Let's do that one more time, all right? Exhale, fold all the way forward. Hands or fingertips on the ground, halfway up, inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, coming all the way up. And release the arms on down. Good. So for our next posture, you're going to cut your heels inward or take your toes outward, either one. Toes pointing out about 45 degrees so that you can bend the knees out to the side in a squat with relative ease. The knees go out toward the toes, not forward. Try to keep our knees tonight. Take your arms overhead. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, sink down. Deep, good. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, lift. Good. Again, exhale, sink. And lift. We're going to add on to it this time. Exhale, bend the knees, and then hinge at the hips. Bring the heart parallel to the floor. Knees stay bent. Inhale, lift the chest back up, then straighten the legs. We'll do that a little bit more flowy this time. Exhale, bend the knees, and then bow the heart, and then lift the heart and straighten the knees. Do that a few more times. Exhale, sink in, chest parallel to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest, and then straighten the legs. Good. See if you can link that with a breath. Exhale, bend the knees, then chest down. Inhale, chest up, then knees straighten. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Inhale back up. And release the arms on down. Feel sensation in the hips, the back, breath. Good. All right. So we're going to do a bit more work with this wide leg stance with goddess pose. It's technically what this is at the end of the day. And we're going to work with Uddiyana Bandha. So watch me do a round of this first. The first thing to note is that I'm going to have my arms overhead. This is probably the most vigorous version of this. If it starts to be too much to have the arms overhead, you can always bring your hands onto your hips. Okay, so know that. It's kind of an extension of the practice that we just did. So I'm going to take a deep breath in. With my exhale, I'll bend the knees and bring the heart parallel to the ground, and I'm blowing all the air out of my mouth, just like we did before. And then I'm going to hold the breath out and just lift the chest, coming into goddess pose. And I'm going to feel the navel pull in and up. So again, the arms can be overhead here, or you can have your hands on your hips. And then when it's time to inhale, we'll soften the belly and straighten the legs. Okay? So doing a round without talking, it looks like this. Okay, that's what it is. And we'll do a few rounds. So again, hands on your hips or arms overhead. You choose. Deep breath in. Exhale, blow all the air out. Bend the knees, heart parallel to the ground. Hold the breath out. Lift the chest, keep the knees bent. Feel the navel pull in and up. When you need to inhale, and take your time on that one, if you need to inhale, soften the belly and straighten the legs. It's okay to take a breath between rounds, but when you're ready, repeat. Take your time. Let's do one more round, all right? Now, the next time you inhale, just relax the arms. Take your time getting there, but just feel sensation. Maybe heat has been created in your body. Calm any racing of the heart just by regulating your breath. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Allow the belly to be soft here. Don't clench it. Again, you might notice your mind becoming a bit more focused or one-pointed. In these more engaging practices, holding the breath out while we're in a posture, while we're engaging physically, muscularly, doesn't give the mind much else to do but to be present in the practice. Good, taking a deeper breath. All right, we're gonna do a sun salutation next. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat, whichever direction that is for you, because the sun's returning, so we have to greet it. We have to welcome it back. Hydrate if you need to. And we'll revisit the Danda Kriya, the plank to up dog to down dog thing we do. And we'll revisit the lunging twists. And I'll give you the option this time with the twist. You can either keep the back knee on the ground or you can lift the back knee off the ground. Having the back knee off the ground is definitely going to be a bit harder, but there's varying levels of practice here. So do what feels good for your body. Standing tall, find your breath. Again, this linking of breath and movement, which is the linking of your action and your intention. Always a good thing to have aligned. We practice here in yoga. We manifest in life. With your next inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Exhale, just fold forward. Palms to shins, halfway up. And exhale, release, fold down, step your right foot back. The knee can come to the ground or stay lifted. Right hand is on the floor. Left arm reaches forward, inhale. Exhale, take the left arm into the air. Good, inhale, unwind, bring the left hand down, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Let's do the other side, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring that foot through. Again, knee can come down or stay lifted. Left palm stays on the ground, right arm reaches forward, inhale. Exhale, spiral that arm into the air. Good, inhale, unwind and step the left foot forward, Uttanasana. Palms to shins, halfway up. And exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the side, inhale, come all the way up to standing. And palms to the heart. Let's add a chair pose this time. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep, sweep the arms behind you. Inhale, chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs. And swan dive, fold forward. Palms to shins, halfway up, inhale. Exhale, release, left foot steps back. Again, knee can come down or stay raised. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, spiral it into the air. Inhale, unwind, downward facing dog. We'll move through Danda Kriya, plank, chaturanga, upward facing, and downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, and step it on through. Good, again, knee can stay raised or on the ground. Left arm reaches forward, inhale, exhale into the air. Inhale, unwind, step forward. Palms to shins, halfway, rise. Exhale, fold. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Again, sweep the arms down, back and up. Chair prep, chair pose. Lift and fold. Halfway. Right leg. Your lunge, you pick. Left arm forward, inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind, downward facing dog. Good, plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts and step it on through. Coming into your lunge, right arm reaches forward, inhale. Exhale, take it into the air, twist. Inhale, unwind and step forward. Palms to shins, halfway up and down, all the way up. Heart. Again, sweep up. Chair prep. Chair pose. Lift and fold. Good. Halfway up, inhale. And down, step the left foot back. Lunge, right arm forward, inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind, downward facing dog. Danda Kriya, plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts when you get there. Step it on through. Good. Left arm forward, inhale. Exhale, take it into the air, twist. And inhale, unwind to go ahead and step forward. Palms to shins. And exhale, down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Let's do one more round. Sweep up. Chair prep. Chair pose. Lift. Fold. Halfway. Right leg. Come into your twist. We're going to hold. Inhale, reach the arm forward. Exhale, take it into the air. And let's stay for just a few breaths. Good. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's move through Danda Kriya. You know the moves. Returning to downward facing dog when you're done. Let's go ahead and lift the right leg this time and step it forward. Again, knee on the ground or raised. It's up to you. Reach the right arm forward. Exhale, twist. And we're going to stay for a few breaths here as well. Rolling the right shoulder back. Taking some deep breaths. Good. Inhale, unwind. Step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms out to the side. Come all the way up. And palms to your heart. With your eyes closed, just loop inward. Quality of breath, body and mind. Aware of the observer. You might find that your access to that observer has gotten easier. All right. Bringing your awareness back again. Excuse me. So one of the best practices we can do after we've warmed up with Uddiyana Bandha is to practice Uddiyana Bandha directly, which I'll show you, or to take it one step further into Agnisara. And so Agnisara is the flapping of the abdomen if you've done that with me before. So I'll show you both, and you can pick which one you want to do. Step a little closer for this one. So I'm going to take my feet about shoulder width apart and bend my knees and bring my hands down on tops of my thighs, fingers pointing inward. And this way, when I'm moving my back around, I can just hinge at my elbows. My back stays pretty flat, okay? So notice that I'm not going to be rounding at all here. So for Uddiyana Bandha, which is what we've done already, I'll exhale, fold forward, blow all the air out, and then hold the breath out and straighten the elbows, and I'll feel the navel pull in and up. This is exactly what we've been doing all night. And so most of us should be able to at least do that one. So I won't demonstrate that because we've done it already. Taking it a step further is we'll hold the breath out as we did for Uddiyana Bandha, but we'll force the belly forward and back like we did for Bhastrika, the bellows breath. But we won't be breathing at all. We'll just be muscularly pushing the belly forward and back. So what that looks like is, let's see if I can actually get this on camera. So that's it. You're forcing the belly forward, you pull it back. You force it forward, you pull it back muscularly, not with the breath, as we did with Bhastrika. So that takes some time to get used to. You might only get a couple of flaps of the belly in before you need to stop, and that's fine. Same rules apply when you're done. You want to soften the abdomen first before you inhale to relieve any kind of like clenching or choking that might happen in your throat. All right, so let's give this a try. You can do either one you want to. Some of you know this already and you're already practicing it, but go ahead and have the feet about shoulder width apart, hands down on the knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows, fold forward. Hold the breath out, straighten the elbows. Feel that belly pull in and up. And you can just hold it here, Uddiyana Bandha, just like we did before. If you want to flap the belly, you can do that too. When you inhale, you'll soften the belly and you'll straighten the elbows. Good, and then just repeat as at your own pace. It's okay if you need to take a breath or two between rounds. Do what feels right for you. Let's do about one more, all right? When you're done with this final round, just stand up and just feel. What's happening in the body, your breath, what's happening in your mind. With that Uddiyana Bandha and Agni Sara practice, we start to break up some of the connective tissue that gets stuck between the internal organs and the muscles of the abdomen, helping with boosting your metabolism, helping with moving out toxins that we don't need, helping to move in fresh fluids that we do need. Just helps to tone all of that. And my teacher says that there's only one yogic thing you can do in a day, besides, of course, like mindfulness, is that one, is either the Uddiyana Bandha or the Agni Sara. You can do it without warming up. We kind of like sequence our class today towards it, just to get you really into it. But you could do that any time, pretty much, except after you eat. Do not do that after you eat a meal, because you can imagine how bad that would be. So I'm going to have you come down into a kneeling position and back down onto your heels. And you do need to be in a kneeling position for this one. You can't be cross-legged for it because we're going to come into the fists in the belly kriya, as I've called it now. It's usually a fan favorite. Folks tend to either love this one or hate it. So hopefully I have contrasting enough colors going on in my outfit today for you to see this. So I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to tuck my thumbs in and wrap my fingers around it. This is the way you're not supposed to punch, because if you hit something, you could break your thumb. But we're not going to be punching anything, so it's okay to do right now. And then you're going to locate your floating ribs. So your sternum ends, and then there's a space just below it. And when you press on it, you start to kind of feel your breath kind of move around. That's your diaphragm. That's around the area that we're going to be compressing on. So I'll kind of like, you can watch me do it first, how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna take my wrong fists, and I'm gonna take the thumb facing, thumb knuckle uh, side, there we go. I'm gonna place that against that floating rib, right next to that diaphragm. And I'm gonna press my fists in, roll my hands or my fists up underneath the rib cage as much as I can. Okay, I know that sounds crazy, but it'll work. And already doing this, I can feel the compression on my diaphragm. Okay, and it's okay because I've done this before. I know not to freak out, but you might feel like a spike of like, ah, what am I gonna do? Just breathe, calm down. And I'm gonna move through this next part quickly. You'll go slowly. I'm just gonna keep rolling my fists under, and as I do that, I'll start to hunch over. That's okay. And you'll get to certain points where it starts to feel kind of crampy or like there's not space to move. Just stop and breathe. And I'm wiggling my fists around a bit as I eventually come down into a fold. Okay. Now I did that really quickly. You're going to take about 3 to 4 minutes to get that far. Um, I'll coach you as we go along through it. I'm not going to over explain it right now. So if you're not already in it, again, thumbs tuck under, fingers over, locate the space just below the sternum where your diaphragm is. You're going to take the knuckle of the thumb facing side of the hand right up against that, and then just swoop. Just gotta swoop the fist underneath the ribs. It'll feel awkward. That's how you know you're doing it right. Now, again, just doing that, you'll probably start to notice your breath catching a bit. That's okay. Just try to calm the breath. And do what you need to do here to stay with the practice. You might need to sigh a couple of times. You might need to exasperate the exhale. Of course, if any of this is just too much, you can always not do it. You can just rest in child's pose. And there's this idea that we're going to continue to rotate the fists as far underneath into the body as we possibly can. So as you do that, you have to start to fold forward. And wiggle the fists around a bit. And you'll hit some points that feel like you're cramping up. Just back off just a hair from that. Breathe and wait for that cramp to move, to pass, and then go further once it's gone. Keep wiggling the fists. Breathe. And it may seem counterintuitive that every once in a while you might send a breath to your belly. It doesn't have to be every breath, but every once in a while, send a breath to the belly. And come to a point where you feel like you can be still for a bit. No more wiggling of the fists, no more attempting to fold any further, no more fidgeting in the body, but just be still. Outside of the breath, of course, the breath keeps breathing. You might notice some emotion come up. It's okay. It can come up. It can come to the surface. Just don't try to attach any meaning to it. At least not in this moment. It's just a wave. It's a letting go. It's a release. The best way to help it release is to let it be there and then to let it dissolve. I'm going to stay for just a little bit longer if you can. It's okay to come up whenever you need to, but for the time we have allotted, we'll stay for just a bit longer. Okay, so you are in here really deep. So I do not want you to move quickly. I want you to take your time and be careful. But when you're ready, you can carefully start to bring yourself back up and leave the fists in the body until the last moment. Once the spine is tall, you can then release. Now, if you need to change your seat to be comfortable, do so, but be still. Be still. Let the mind rest in the belly, not analyzing, just present with sensation. All right. Please go ahead and deepen your breath. It might take a couple of breaths to come back. Again, we're in there deep, not just in the posture, but internally. Such deep awareness of what's going on in the body, such deep awareness of what's happening on an energetic level, the breath, mind, all of it. So I want you to listen to your body one more time and just spend the next minute or two doing anything your body needs before you rest in Shavasana. And so I don't want it to be anything intense, especially after what we've just done. I'd rather you keep your awareness rather grounded inward. So maybe it's extending the legs and folding forward. You can come onto your back and do knees to chest. You come into a twist. If you feel like there's some tightness maybe in your lower back, you could do a bridge pose on your back, maybe a locust pose on your belly. Spend the next, again, minute or two just answering, what does this body need to feel complete, at least physically, in this practice before Shavasana? Such a gift to be able to give your body what it needs, to really care for the field. What does this body need to feel okay? And know that as I'm giving you this prompt right now, you could also do that during the day. There's a moment in your day where you realize you're feeling something in your system. You could ask yourself that question, what do I need right now to feel okay? What's within my power in a moment, a singular moment? Because as we make these resolutions or goals, or we anticipate the future, we can make grand gestures toward that. But really, it's the moment to moment awarenesses that we have that's going to be the most transformational, at least on a long term scale. Now, if you haven't made it there already, go ahead and guide yourself to Shavasana, corpse pose, our final resting posture. And as you come to Shavasana, I'd like you to make any additional movements to make yourself 10 to 15% more comfortable. What's within your power in this moment to be a bit more comfortable? Maybe it's shrugging the tailbone under a little bit. Maybe it's placing a blanket underneath your head for support. Maybe it's covering up with a blanket. And then bring yourself into stillness. Not stillness because you're holding yourself still, but stillness because you have the awareness that there's nothing you need to do right now. There's no need to move. So therefore, you just are still, allowing yourself to not have to move. And even allow the breath to be relaxed. Don't force the inhale, don't force your exhale. And keep the body and breath relaxing. And bring your awareness to energy, light, fire at the navel. Maybe it's just the sensation from the practice, however best you can connect to that region. Bring your mind there now. And see or sense a light there, however best you can imagine that. Maybe it's just a glow of those muscles and organs. Maybe it's a fire, a flame. And it's as if with each steady breath, not forced, you're keeping this flame alive. You continue to feed it with your intention. Peace. Peace, peace. Please begin to deepen your breath and begin to make gentle movements, your hands and feet, your arms and legs. Allow that movement to move you onto your right side. And take your time as you come up to a comfortable, tall seat. So sitting tall, be here for just a couple minutes. Feel the spine grow. Feel the shoulders relax. Bring your awareness to the sensation at your navel. And again, see that sensation as some kind of light. A flame, a spark, a glow. In whatever image of light you are seeing at the navel, I'd like you to see that copied and superimposed into your brain, allowing them to be reflections of one another. Light in the mind, light at the navel. Light at the mind, light at the navel. And the fire at the navel, I've talked about transformation tonight. It's also the center of courage. This illuminated mind, it has the ability to see things, habits, thoughts, patterns in our world, in our behaviors, in our thought processes. And those can be hard to see sometimes or hard to accept. And so, working with this energy center, the navel center, we give ourselves the courage to be willing to acknowledge truth. In other words, we dissolve denial. With this connection, with this light, we dissolve denial. Let yourself see clearly yourself, your relationships to the world and people within it, your relationship to yourself. As you move into this new sun, as this illumination happens reflected in the outer world, let that illumination be reflected within. See clearly. Dissolve anything that's keeping you from living your truth, from acknowledging your truth. Let that be a beacon. And taking a deeper, fuller breath, bring your palms to your heart, bow the chin, honoring that light within, that can dispel the darkness, can dispel ignorance, and dispel illusion. And may that light continue to guide you. Until next time, namaste.